Growing up green. Growing up green. Focus question. How do Samantha's feelings about being green change throughout the story? Off to Siberia. Samantha pitched her pajamas into her suitcase and slammed it shut as if it contained a three-headed monster. It was crammed full of the shorts, sweatshirts, jeans, socks, and sneakers that she would need for the next 8 weeks. She glanced outside her window into the backyard next door. Mrs. Gonzalez was painting flowers, and Mr. Gonzalez was raking leaves. Mrs. Gonzalez opened a bag of store-bought compost and spread it on top of the soil around the pink blossoms. Samantha heard her brother, Hal, calling her from downstairs. Sam, your laundry's done. Samantha ran to the laundry room to find her favorite pink t-shirt. In her haste to grab it out of the dryer, she knocked over 2 boxes piled high with empty soda bottles. Sometimes I just hate recycling, she yelled. At least you get a vacation from it, her older brother muttered. I might as well be going to Siberia, groaned Samantha. Maine isn't so bad, Hal said, sticking his head in the laundry room. He was leaving for college in the fall, so he was working at an office to make money over the summer. I'll be slaving away at my summer job while you're relaxing at Nanny's. He jumped as if she were making a jump shot on a basketball court and tossed an empty water bottle into the trash. If Mom finds this empty bottle in the trash instead of the recycling bin, you'll be in Siberia yourself, Samantha warned. He picked up the bottle, threw it into the air, and smashed it in front of Samantha's face. I know, insane. Cool your jets. At breakfast, Samantha ate chunks of mango with delight. Her mother knew she loved mangoes, so Samantha suspected that the treat was her way of saying she was sorry. All winter, the family had talked about Samantha going to summer camp. Her summer was going to be jam-packed with horseback riding, swimming, and mountain biking. But then the economy crashed and her parents didn't have the money to send her to camp. Instead, Samantha was being sent to her grandmother's house in Maine for the summer. After breakfast, Samantha grabbed the empty milk carton and threw it in the recycling bin. At least her trip to Maine would finally give her a break from Mom's tough green rules about recycling and saving energy. When Samantha arrived in Maine, her grandmother picked her up at the airport. Samantha laughed when she saw that her grandmother drove a hybrid car, just like her parents. After hugging her grandmother, Samantha said, Are you a green nut like my mom? Nanny shrugged. Not actually. Great, Samantha said, because I am sick and tired of all the rules in my house. Turn out the lights, turn down the air conditioning, and walk so we don't have to take the car. My mom is driving up all crazy. Nanny didn't comment, but she smiled silently. Soon it was dark, and the motion of the car gently put Samantha into a deep sleep. Nanny's house. Samantha's bedroom was on the top floor of Nanny's house, and the morning sunshine pried open her eyes. She heard digging outside and saw Nanny in the garden. Samantha was amazed at all the flowers she saw outside her window. There were clumps of pink, blue, and yellow everywhere. Behind the fence, basketballs filled rows of raised garden beds. Nanny walked back toward the house, and Samantha quickly dressed and ran downstairs. Her grandmother rinsed strawberries and put them in the bowl next to the milk and cereal. Do you have mangoes instead? Samantha asked. Mangoes in Maine? Nanny frowned. Can you imagine how much energy it takes us to ship a mango from Peru to here? Samantha was speechless. Nanny continued. I buy my food locally. I bought these strawberries for you at the farmer's market yesterday. They are sweeter and fresher than fruits from faraway places. Samantha tasted the berries, and her grandmother was right. They tasted terrific. After breakfast, Samantha followed her grandmother into the garden and was amazed at the asparagus, spinach, lettuce, and broccoli plants. Nanny obviously had a green thumb. Samantha watched her grandmother dump vegetables and fruit scraps into a wire bin. That's what? Samantha asked. It's my new compost bin. Nanny rolled the wheelbarrow to a different bin filled with something that looked like rich, dark soil. This is mature compost. Nanny filled the wheelbarrow with the dark brown substance. Then she rolled it over to an empty raised bed intended for green bean plants. Make yourself useful, her grandmother said. She handed Samantha a shovel as her grandmother tied the wheelbarrow. Samantha mixed the compost into the dirt. Samantha remembered Mrs. Gonzalez and how she used compost around her flowers at home. I thought compost keep weeds out. Why are we mixing it in the dirt? It makes the soil rich. Compost sticks to the soil particles and helps them hold onto the nutrients that make plants grow. After mixing the compost into the soil, Nanny showed Samantha how to plant green beans. Then they watered the garden before gathering spinach and lettuce for a salad. After lunch, Nanny suggested and they go for a hike. Samantha opened the doors to the pantry and asked, "Where's the water?" Nanny pointed to the spigot. "No, I mean the bottled water for the hike." Nanny tossed her a metal bottle. "Feel that? My water comes from a spring. Besides, if you use that, there'll be one less plastic bottle to recycle." Samantha groaned. She had come from a fanatical recycling family to a situation to green that even recycling was frowned open. Samantha teased, "You're even greener than my mom, aren't you?" "You could say that," Nanny said the green. "I waited for my hair to turn green any day. Yours might, too, with a little luck." Living green. The first day was like many more that followed. In the morning they worked in the garden. In the afternoons they went hiking or biking. It wasn't summer camp, but it wasn't too torture either. Samantha also learned just how green her grandmother was. But her greenness, if you could call it that, was just the way she lived. Nanny pinned her clothes on a clothesline to dry. She plugged her television and lamps into power strips and shut them off at night. She mowed her lawn with a hand mower instead of a gas-powered one. Instead of using harsh chemicals to clean the house, she used baking soda and vinegar. One day, Samantha's grandmother set up a farm stand at the end of her driveway and sold some of the vegetables from the garden. At night, she collected the money that people left in the cash box. "It pays it for the garden's supplies," her grandmother said. Samantha noticed that her forehead was creased. "What's wrong, Nanny?" she asked. Her grandmother smiled and relaxed her muscles. "Nothing, I was just thinking," but she didn't sound very convincing. Samantha wondered what was wrong. Was she doing something wrong, or was something else worrying her grandmother? Something was definitely not right. The seed of an idea. On the afternoon after a trip to the beach, Samantha's grandmother stopped by the hardware store. She purchased yards of hardware cloth with wire mesh used for fencing. "That will be $21.36, the clerk said. Nanny pulled a $20 bill from her wallet and began digging in her purse for the rest of the money. Quickly, Samantha pulled out $2 from her jeans pocket. "Need these?" she asked. "Thank you," her grandmother said. "I'll pay you back." Samantha noticed that the rings were back on Nanny's forehead. Then it occurred to Samantha that perhaps her grandmother was short of money. That would explain the wrinkles. The next day, Samantha and Nanny loaded up the car with the hardware cloth, a bucket full of kitchen scraps, a bag of grass clipping, and a bale of straw. They drove to an outdoor flower garden when 10 members of a garden club were waiting for them. Nanny spoke to the group of men and women. "I'm so happy that you've asked us to teach you how to compost." She looked at her granddaughter. "This is my assistant, Samantha. She can tell you how compost helps your garden." Samantha was shocked when everyone turned to listen to her, but she remembered what her grandmother had taught her. She spoke up loud and clear. "Compost adds richness to your soil. Gardeners call it black gold because it is so precious. You can spend $5 a bag for it, but we can teach you how to make it for free." For the next hour, Samantha and Nanny showed the group how to compost. At the end of the demonstration, one woman gave Nanny a check. Samantha remembered Mr. Gonzalez tending her flowers back home. When an idea poured in her mind. If it worked, she might go to camp next year. The vegetable thief. During July, more and more vegetables came up in the garden. Samantha and her grandmother were busy tending the garden, and 2 days a week they gave composting demonstration to homeowners and gardening groups. The garden was thriving. The beans grew long, and the raspberries turned deep red. The yellow squash popped up overnight, and the cucumbers seemed to grow an inch longer every day. Every morning, Samantha harvested vegetables and fruits, taking that they didn't need to the farming stand. One day, Nanny asked Samantha to collect the money at the stand. Samantha opened the cash box, and there was only 25 cents inside. She searched the stand in case some money had fallen under the table. There wasn't any. Someone was stealing their produce. Samantha grabbed the cash box and ran back into the house. When she told Nanny, her grandmother was just said, Samantha was confused. If Nanny needed money, why was she so unconcerned? Nanny, someone is stealing from you. Maybe, she said, maybe not. There's no maybe. We sold a whole table full of squash, raspberries, and lettuce today, and there's only a quarter in there. Maybe someone needs the food, Nanny said, but it's stealing. They probably can't afford to buy fresh vegetables, Samantha said, but it isn't right. Whoever took the food knew they were stealing. They must feel guilty, hungry or not. People shouldn't steal. Nanny smiled. Then let's not let them. I have an idea. They worked together to make a new sign for the farm stand. This time the sign asked for voluntary contributions only. People could pay whatever they wanted for the fruits and vegetables they bought. Samantha said, but Nanny, don't you need the money that the farm stand makes? Nanny's brow wrinkled up again. Money's not everything. Then she laughed. Call it a part of being green, which you so lovingly tell me I am. How is giving food away being green? Think of it this way. The earth provides us with fruits and vegetables. We have too many, so we give some to people who need them. If they can pay, they pay. If they can't, they can't. Times are hard now, and if I can share my garden with someone who doesn't have one, then I'm happy. Samantha studied her grandmother's face. It was still lined with worry. Was she really serious that she didn't need the money? End of summer. In early August, Samantha went to check the cash box. Instead of a quarter of money, there was a $50 bill inside. Samantha gave the money to her grandmother, who didn't seem surprised. She just said, and smiled. Neither of them knew who had just put the money in the box, and Samantha realized that it didn't matter. With the money they had collected, the garden supplies had been paid for, and there was a little extra left over. Soon it was time for Samantha to return home and get ready for school. She packed her bags and realized for the first time that she hadn't felt homesick or bored all summer. She had been too busy. On the way to the airport, Samantha decided to tell her grandmother about her money-making idea. She said, you know, I wanted to go to camp this summer. The wrinkles returned to Nanny's forehead. Samantha quickly added, I had a great time and I have a new idea. When I get back home, I'm going to teach the people there how to compost. I can save people money and help protect the environment. Nanny laughed. That's a wonderful idea. Green really does run in our family. A few minutes before Samantha boarded the airplane, her grandmother handed her an envelope. What's that? Samantha asked. Look inside, Nanny said. Samantha opened the white envelope and saw a stack of $10 and $20 bills. She stammered, I can't. Yes, you can, her grandmother said. You helped me all summer with the garden and the composting workshops. Now you can go to camp next summer. But you need this money, Samantha blurted. Her grandmother laughed. No, I don't. I have all the money I need. But you always look so worried this summer. I was worried, Nanny said. I was worried about you. I was worried that you were miserable staying with me instead of doing exciting things at camp. Samantha dropped her bags and hugged her grandmother. I had an amazing summer. I wouldn't trade this summer for all the camps in the world. Nanny said, Honey, that is the loveliest thing anyone has ever told me, Samantha said. You taught me a lot. You taught me that being green isn't just about recycling and turning off lights. It's about working with the earth and helping other people. Samantha grabbed her bags and walked toward the gate. You'll come visit us in the city, right? Yes, Nanny said, blowing her a kiss. Samantha said, just do me one favor. Next year, plant some mango trees if anyone can get them to grow in May. You can. Nanny laughed and waved goodbye.